Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do my September update. It is September 27th, I think. It is officially fall here in Southern Ohio and it is 88 degrees outside today. And I have been out doing stuff, so that's why I have crazy hair. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about it, and I literally just watched Letitia, the Crafty Curator's video. I'm a few behind on her videos, and she was talking about going out on a day cruise trip, and she played chess on the water for an hour, and her hair, she said she looked like a wild animal when she got back in the car, but she was going to do her video anyways. And I was like, you go girl with the crazy hair, because this girl has some crazy hair. It's not humid. Usually the humidity makes it worse, and I don't have nearly as much hair as Letitia has, but more power to you, sister, for making your video with your crazy hair. I think it's cool. I like when I have big crazy hair, as long as I can get it under control. So I don't have big crazy hair, I just have crazy hair. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. I have some stuff to show you, stuff I bought. It's safe to say that Stitch from Stash has been canceled. I just have no self-control. So I have one finish this month. I finished June from Snowflower Diaries. I'm way behind on these. I still have 3 more to completely finish. They've all been started, the ones that I was going to start of the 12. So I finished June, and I did not do September. I am going to do October because it's the cutest little hedgehog ever, and I love hedgehogs. So I'm going to start that one next month, and then I'm not doing November or December. So in November and December, I'm going to go back and do the 3 that I still have to finish, which are April, May, and July, the flamingos. I have 2 other projects. Oh, no, 3 other projects. I just remembered. I left one in the car, and I hate it, but I have to show you why I hate it. So I'm gonna pause this and run out to my car and get it, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm back. So for Mania, I started ornaments instead of new projects. I started 7 ornaments so that I'd have an ornament a month to finish before Christmas. Ha, I'm well away from that goal. But this is the ornament that I worked on in September. This is Woodland Hedgehog by Just Another Button Company, and he's really, really cute. Really cute. He's bigger than I thought he was going to be, but he's really cute in this picture. This pattern calls mostly for gentle arch threads, but because it was on perforated paper and I thought it was going to be smaller than it is, I decided to just go with the DMC conversion because I didn't fear there would be that much variegation. Even though you can see a little bit of variegation in his face, I thought it was okay if we didn't have any variegation. So this is my nice little woodland hedgehog, and this is what he looks like with the DMC conversion that was called for in the pattern. Hedgehogs are not this color, and this is showing up true to form. This kind of reddish, pinky, reddish brown, and this pinky salmon, whatever this is. Looks nothing like this. So I went to Joann Fabrics to see if maybe my threads were labeled wrong. Like maybe when I bobbinated them, I'd labeled the bobbins incorrectly. And all the numbers here matched up with the colors that I already had. So I had to go to my LNS last week for a few other things, and I thought I'll just see what the variegated colors look like and see if they're close to this, and maybe this is just how it's showing up when it was photographed, or if they're way off. Well, needless to say, they're way off. And right now I can only find one of the colors. I don't know what happened to the other one, because I'm really only going to change this one, and then I think the rest, this won't look so weird as the little skin tone, and you'll be able to see the back stitching more. You can't even see the back stitching that I did. So this color is Gentle Art Brick Path. This is what's called for his body. And while there is a little bit of reddish brown, I don't know if you're going to see it because of the lighting. I'm filming this later in the day than I originally planned, but my day did not go the way I thought it was going to. Anyways, this is not as reddish brown as this is, and it's quite variegated. And the other color that fills in his body is also significantly different than this color was. So I'm eventually going to restitch him because I think he's really, really cute. So that was kind of a waste of time. Progress, nonetheless, but progress into the trash can. If somebody wants this, let me know and I'll send it to you if you want to finish it. But the colors are not great. So that was one progress. I also started, this is by Heartstrings Samplery. It's part of the Silver Needles Stitch, it says it right here. Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle. So it's a club kit. It's 5 patterns over 6 months, something like that. I don't know. It goes until like next April. Every other month you get one. So this is the first one that I got, and it's F is for Friend. And I guess there's a whole series that she's doing with the alphabet, and this goes with it. So I don't know if that means that this is eventually going to be released for everybody, or if there's a different one for F. I don't know. But it's really cute. And this is the progress that I've done. So this kit included everything I needed. Not the needle minder, but how freaking cute is that little needle minder? Anyway, so, sorry, I was zoned out there. I saw a cat and freaked out. It came with the fabric, the threads, a needle, a little fob, that's this in a miniature, this in miniature, like a scissor fob, a little stick pin that has one of these little flower motifs, I think, on it. And then these little rings, if you want to attach the rings and finish it this way, or I guess you could use them just to use as floss holders. So this is the progress that I've made so far. It's cute. I really like it. It's not my typical style, but I do really think this is cute. And because it's going to be small and I can have it finished some unique way, I like it. I like the colors in it. I love Fathom. Anything with red, of course. It's going fast. I'm just right now at the part where I'm at this little like bowl and it's all the same color, but I have to pay attention closely because of the letters. So I'm getting there. And then the last thing I worked on, which is actually really exciting because it turned into something I didn't expect. The last thing I worked on, I'm kind of focusing on a finish on Ebenezer's Christmas by Erica Michaels. And I'm not stitching it on the gauze. I'm stitching it on Legacy linen. This is the progress I've gotten so far. So this has to be done by December, obviously. I love how it looks on this fabric. And if you follow me on Instagram, the other night I posted a picture and I had this whole line done. And then I realized that I screwed up like here and all of this was going to be off, which was going to make all of this off. So I picked it out and started over and got frustrated and stopped and started letters. So this is where I am so far. And this horse with this little white eye is creeping me out. So I'm either going to put a bead there or just put a black stitch there. He's supposed to not have anything there, but he creeps me out. So I love it. And apparently many of you love it as well, because since I've been showing this, I've been getting lots of comments about how they love this, or they want to buy it, or they have it and they want to stitch it. And one of those people was Kathleen from KathleensTroddenTrail. If you haven't watched her videos, go watch her videos. She does cross stitch, but she also does rug hooking. And she has a lot of really cool pieces. And she's just fun to listen to. I feel like I'm at her kitchen table when she does her videos. So go check her out. I wish she was at my kitchen table right now. Kathleen, if you're not busy, come over. I'm stitching this. Bring yours with you. So anyway, so between us talking about how much she loves it, and I kind of maybe suggested that she ought to get it started, and, you know, I'm not above peer pressure, whatever. We're all enablers, but, you know. So anyways, Kathleen started it. So, and then the other person who made a number of comments about it to me and to Kathleen was Pam from Stitching by the Lake. And Pam and I have talked a number of times over videos. We kind of have the same background as far as where we grew up, and that kind of gives us a bond. But I also think she's hysterical. So if you have not watched Stitching by the Lake, go watch Pam. She talks fast like I do, but she's also just kind of like very much just like, this is how it is, and on she goes. So yeah, I like Pam a lot. So anyways, Pam has been commenting back and forth between me and Kathleen about how much she likes this, and she bought it, and now she's got the threads. So I, to use her words, twisted her arm into starting this. So technically that means I'm participating in my first stitch along, which I've never done before, and I kind of created it. I'm calling it the hashtag peer pressure Sal. So if you have this pattern and you want to start it, do it right now. Go get your stuff, get your Q-snap, put a stitch in. And if you post it on Instagram, use the hashtag peer pressure Sal and see what happens. But there's a couple things I want to say about this. I already told Pam because she gets really frustrated with the patterns. There are two things in this pattern. Yep, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, so there's this red line here that goes underneath the sled. Yep. And in between these little motifs, there's an X, an X, an X. I stitched this whole thing. I stitched this whole thing, and I got to the end, and I was off center. And I was like, there's no way I'm off center. I know I did this right. I know I did this right. I counted everything here. I counted everything here. And I kind of freaked out because I was like, now it's going to throw the whole thing off because this pattern shows a border going down the side. So I looked at the border, and actually on one side, it goes right up against this heart. And on this side, there's a space. So once I saw that it went right up against here, I thought, well, then it's not going to make a difference if it goes right up against here. Okay, fine. Then I started panicking that it was going to throw everything off that I did. And did I want to rip this all out and do it right? Where did I screw up? And I just happened to look at the pattern. I'm going to show you the pattern. Nobody freak out. I'm going to be a rebel because you're not going to get it from here. I'm only going to show you this part. There are 2 stitches right here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. That's what screwed me up. When I looked at the picture really close, you're not going to be able to see it. There are not 2 stitches in the middle there. They didn't even do the pattern right. And there's no border here or here. So I freaked out for nothing. Then the other thing I haven't figured out on this part, so in between, so these are stitched all as one piece, or you can do them in 3 separate sections. And so they're in the pattern as all one piece, or the 3 individual patterns. Well, in this part, see this big space that you can obviously tell it's separate. You want it to flow. Like this is the end of the second piece. This is the start of the third piece. It flows a whole lot better. I'm having issues with my needle minders. You get it, right? There's no space there. It just keeps flowing. Here there's a big space. In the pattern, there's this. No, there isn't. That's the wrong side. There's this in between these little things. But it's only on the individual one. If you stitch the whole thing, it's not charted for that. And if you look at the picture, there's white in here, which you can't see because it's too tiny. There's nothing here, or if you can, it's too tiny and you can't see that it's white. So I don't like that gap. That's what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna have to figure out, I don't know if the color, we know how much trouble I had with the colors. I changed all the colors. I changed the reds twice. I changed the green. I don't know if the white is roasted marshmallow. I don't know how that's going to look with these colors, which means I'm going to have to make another trip to my LNS. Darn. But I need to get this going because it's almost October. This needs to be done by Christmas because it's for my sister. And Kathleen freaked out. Well, she didn't freak out. She just couldn't believe I was going to give this away to my sister. I am. However, my favorite part of the whole thing is this third piece. So I am going to do this for myself. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to try it on the gauze. The gauze is 40 count, and I hate 40 count linen, so this is only half stitch on gauze. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that's that. That is my finish, my progress. Let's talk about what I bought. So I went to my LNS because I needed Thread Heaven. Well, I don't need Thread Heaven. I wanted to get Thread Heaven because they're going to stop making it, and supposedly there's a substitute, but I don't want to risk it. I finally found something that makes my threads lay nice, and I like the way it feels, and it's user-friendly, and it's inexpensive, so I bought 2 Thread Heavens. I bought the threads to redo that hedgehog, but I don't know where they are. And then I bought this, Spirits and Spells by Brenda Gervais. I don't know how you say it. Lots of people say Gervais. Everybody who knows a designer says Gervais. I guess that's how you say it. How freaking cute is that little owl? He's cute. And I was going to get like the whole thing. I was going to get the box. I was going to get this and just finish it like this. But this is stitched on 40 count. And I don't like 40 count. And I don't know how much of a difference 36 count's going to make because that involves math and probably some kind of spatial blah that I'm not good at. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm sure that there's some kind of box I can find that will fit on this, even if I do it on 36 count, but it's really cute. I didn't take anything out of the bags, I forgot. I'll try to remember. Okay, I bought that. I also purchased the Hands-On Design Pumpkin Spice Farm, and full disclosure, I have never had pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks because I don't drink coffee. Here it is. Everybody knows what it looks like. It's really adorable. And Kathy Haberman just gave us the backstory of this on her video. So if you haven't seen it, go over to Kathy Haberman's YouTube channel because she talks about how this almost didn't exist. And I bought this stuff, whatever this is called, to have it finished with. It's called Jack. It's a cute little name for it. So what is this? Chenille. So there's the chenille to finish the pillow. Anyway, so I've never had pumpkin spice latte because I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. I do, in fact, enjoy a chai tea latte from Starbucks. And this year they came out with a pumpkin spice chai tea latte. So I was super excited to get on the bandwagon of pumpkin spice, but chai tea latte, yuck. We won't be having one of those again. But I still think this is really cute. I do, in fact, enjoy pumpkin spice cheesecake cookies from Whole Foods. They're kind of like Oreos as far as like the cookie with the cream in the middle, but they're not Oreos. I also find Oreos quite disgusting. So I can, in fact, say that I do like something pumpkin spice. It's just not Starbucks pumpkin spice. Okay, so I got that. I got the fabrics, or fabric, the threads, the chenille. I don't know when I'm gonna start that. I suppose I could start it in October, but I gotta do the hedgehog. I gotta finish that F is for friendship. I gotta really focus on that thing for my sister. So I may be stitching all of my Halloween stuff at Christmas. Or maybe I'll start all my Halloween stuff at retreat, which is in 4 months. Yeah, so I kind of was trying to think about what to take for retreat. Maybe I'll take all Halloween stuff because it's in January and I don't want to do Christmas stuff. That's an idea. Okay, I also bought, so I was totally enabled for this. If you follow Jen's Stitching, she says niche. I think you're supposed to say niche, but Stitching Niche sounds better. Hold on, I have something on my phone. Get rid of that. Okay. She posted this pattern on her Instagram, and I messaged her right away and said, what is the name of that pattern? I have to have it. And then once I sent it, I realized that it was a primitive needle pattern, and they're not in print because the designer died a few years ago. She actually was from the Northern Ohio area, which is where I was from. But anyways, this is the pattern. It's called Halloween by the Primitive Needle. It is so cute. So I messaged Jen and I said, can you still get this in your shop? What's the name of the pattern? And she said it's, out of print. However, there's an LNS down in Decatur, Alabama, that she said I saw it there a week or 2 ago. Here's the phone number. Maybe if you call, she'll still have it. She'll ship it to you. She still has it, and she shipped it to me. So again, this really is not my style. I don't do a whole lot of Halloween stuff, but I just freaking love it. It's just the definition of Halloween. A holiday on October 31, observed by trick-or-treating, dressing up in disguise, and displaying jack-o'-lanterns at night. I mean, I even love the frame that it's in. Sorry, not sorry, plastic. Can't help it. Keep forgetting. The Drawn Thread came out with some new patterns, and I've always looked at these welcome ones. And for some reason, there's always like 1 or 2 major things about the pattern that I don't like. So I've never gotten them, but this one is really, really cute. So it's Welcome Halloween. The cat, everything. The cat, the ghost, the pumpkin, the crow, the bats, the skeleton, and this little thing. All of it. So super stinking cute. I just got a message on Instagram from Faye Riggsbee. She's the Carolina Stitcher. She's the one that made my project rolls. She's done some finishing for me. She does her own finishing. I had no idea she was on Instagram, so as soon as I get done with this video, I'm totally gonna go check that out. Like, it just came up now as I was talking about this. There's a little skeleton guy holding his little candy corn, and there's a charm. No, there's not a charm. There's little black beads. Oh, I think the little black beads go on the skeleton here, which is like what, his collarbone? Let's add that to, did I say that? On my 20 things about me, I hate having my collarbone touched. I don't even like to watch you touch your own collarbone. So that's cute. The next two patterns are from the Woolly U, which I had never heard before, but when I went to the local stitch group that meets up back in August, Peggy, hi Peggy, she didn't know I was doing Flosstube, but she knows now, and I'm pretty sure I saw that she's subscribed. So hi Peggy, I'll see you in a couple weeks at the October tiara stitch. But she had this pattern which I just adored. Again, Halloween not usually my thing, but there's a black cat there. So this was really, really cute. I got this from Down Sunshine Lane, and then this is a new one that came out, so I got this one as well, Silent Night, because Christmas is my thing. I got those two things. I got some needle minders because I bought some needle minders to give as gifts, and of course when you're shopping for other people, then you start seeing stuff that you have to have. So I got this little fox. He's wooden. He's really cute. This came from Tangerine 8 on Etsy. I got these two, no, this one from the Cottage Needle. It's a little football. I do love football. I cannot remember the name of the company that makes these, but I have the stopwatch, no, not the stopwatch, the pocket watch needle minder, and I think I have a thread organizer from them, and they're all wooden and they're aged. They're really cute. I like that one. This one came from A Needle Runs Through It. Adorable little bicycle. Somebody sent Michelle Garrett BendyStitchy a needle minder that wasn't this one, but it was a bicycle, and as soon as I saw this I was like, well, if Michelle has one, I have to have one. And then from Gina's Unique Boutique, I got the black cat and that, because that's pretty freaking cool. And I typically don't like the blingy ones because I like my needle minders to be flat, but this one's really flat even though it's all blingy. All this is flat. This is probably the biggest needle minder that I have, but I do love it. Okay, so those are my, oh, and I bought this, and I agree, it's maybe average. There's actually more in this one than I saw that I liked from last year. So even though I think it's kind of sparse, and I feel like the majority of the designers were people that nobody's ever heard of before, a lot of them were DMC, there's still a fair amount that I would stitch. Like, of course, this little cardinal has to happen. Maybe this one. I don't know that I love this one more than that one. I really like that one. This one, I want to stitch with the little mittens. This one, I have done one, I think it was 2 years ago. There was one that was very, very similar to this one. I need to go find the pattern because I still have it and see what the difference is, because it's like the same exact thing. So I think there were 4 or 5 in here, and I did not mark them, so I'm not going to go through them. But what I have noticed is a lot of times when you guys start stitching them and you change them up, or I see them stitched, it makes me want to go back and look through because I find things that I didn't think I wanted to do. So there may be more in here, but as of right now, I think I might do the deer. The deer's cute. Okay, so there's that. I received a rack from Elizabeth at BlueBirdStiches. She's in Columbus, Ohio, or just north of Columbus, Ohio. If you like stories, so I've always talked about Lana, Till the Last Stitch. She tells wonderful stories. She's lived an amazing life. Go check her out if you haven't already. But Elizabeth at BlueBirdStiches also has lived an amazing life. And has wonderful stories. Her videos are short, so you can squeeze them in between, you know, doing different things around the house. She does lots of really cute finishes. She did the Snowflower Diary, so those monthly patterns that I'm doing, but she did hers in a totally different way than I've seen done. She just finished it and posted that video, I think, yesterday. So go check BlueBirdStiches out. But she did some patterns, and she was mentioning that a lot of them were animal themed, and she said once she was done with them, she was going to send them to me if I wanted them. Well, I had never heard of them or seen them before, so I said, of course I want you to send them to me. Thank you very much. They are, so they're called Chris's Stitches, and there's a series of them, and these are dedicated to Chris Stott. She and her husband owned Norden Crafts, and apparently she died suddenly a few years ago, and so a number of designers got together and did all these different patterns, kind of like in a quilt kind of theme. So you can stitch them together, you can stitch them separately. So there was a whole series of them, and I had never heard of this before. I'd never seen them before. So there's actually quite a few that I'm really interested in. So the first one I want to do is this little girl. It says they followed me home, which is like almost literally the story of my life, because nothing has ever truly followed me home, but I certainly did bring a number of things home when I was a kid and in college, and now that I'm a veterinarian and I'm a grown-up, I can bring home whatever I want. So yeah, that's the first one I'm gonna do. And then this other one, so it says Chris's name on here, which I honestly don't know that I'll put her name on there, but I still think it's really cute. Even if without her name, it would still honor the thought of what these were supposed to be. But little dog, little cat, that one's really cute. And then, so that one's called Lady of the House. This one's All Things Great and Small. And then, so this one, little red bird, which is, I'm assuming, a cardinal. I think this is supposed to be like a little black, like a Scotty dog, but I'm wondering if I can change that enough to make it a little black kitty. This little basket of puppies is cute. Cute. And then the third one is Chris's Stitches from the Heart. I don't see any here that I really think I will do. They're a little bit not my style. So I do think that I will pass this along if anybody wants this one. Let me know. Okay, so thank you, Elizabeth, for sending me those. That was really sweet and completely unexpected and very much appreciated. I really can't wait to start this. They followed me home. I actually had a kitten in my house 2 months ago. So somebody near our clinic found a sick barn kitten. Its eyes were all infected. It was weak. It was thin. It was cold. Dropped it off. 2 days later, he shows up with another kitten, and it was like Friday, or Thursday. And so we start nursing these kittens back to health and trying to get them stable. The first one bounced back pretty quickly. The second one really wasn't doing very well. But either way, they both were too little to be left for the weekend without multiple feedings. We have technicians and kennel staff that come in to do treatments and those kind of things, but they were too little to be left alone. So one of the technicians took one of the kittens, and I took the second one that was sicker. And I always call my bathroom the hospital ward. I just leave whatever little sick thing I bring home in there. My dog loses his mind if he doesn't get to sniff it over and check it out because he's such a little nurse. So I had this little itty bitty black kitten. I mean, it literally fit in my hand here through the weekend, and my Mayday dog had to check him all out before he went to the hospital ward, but he's doing great. They are about 9 weeks old now, I think. They both are doing great. We were able to put them together. We had them separated because we didn't know who had what and if they had the same illness, because the one got better so much faster. But they race around their little room now. They're back at the clinic. They're healthy. They're ready to be adopted. One actually looks like my Fitch cat. She's white with a little black cap. And then the other one is all black, the little male. Looks like a little jelly bean. And I don't know why they're not getting adopted. We've had them on our Facebook page for a couple weeks and nobody's interested. So if you're in the Cincinnati area and you need a kitten, let me know. So anyways, I didn't mean to get off on that tangent. But yeah, they literally follow me home. They don't always stay, but they follow me home. All right, let me look at my list of stuff. Okay, so I was going to show you one thing that I've been showing you before. I was going to do a whip parade, but I don't have that many whips. But I did put this little guy out for fall, so I'm not going to pause it this time. I'm just going to get up and get it, so hold on. This is by Heart and Hand. His name's Owen. So stinking cute, these little beads, and I stitched him on Picture This Plus Pickle. It was a small piece that I had gotten a number of years ago when I was part of their Fabric of the Month Club. You got 2 pieces that were, I don't remember the sizes, they were decent enough size that you could do an ornament on them, you know, like this big. And so he looks really cute on that fabric. But I put him on my Instagram feed or page or whatever it's called a while ago, and last night Heart and Hand messaged me and said that he was spiffy and thanks for stitching him. So he's cute. Okay, so that's that. Start, progress, whips. Okay, I'm almost done. So just one little Flosstube community thing that I was going to mention. So I have signed up for a leadership, I guess you could call it a conference seminar through work. It doesn't have anything to do with medicine. It's more how to be a leader, somewhat of a manager. I'm not officially a manager, but more leadership. It's something I've been interested in a lot more than I thought I ever would be. I never thought I wanted to be in a kind of a manager role or owner role. But anyways, the course was originally scheduled in Cincinnati when I first signed up for it last year, but because of scheduling conflicts for participants and teachers, they've rescheduled it over and over for almost a year. And it's in Indianapolis now, which is about 2 hours from me. So it's 2 days a month for 4 months in a row. So at the beginning of September, actually the night of Labor Day, I drove over to Indianapolis because the course started at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't want to get up at whatever, crack of dawn, drive there, sit in class till 4 o'clock, either stay overnight or drive back home. So anyway, so I left Monday night and drove over to Indianapolis. And I had contacted the guys at WeasleyStudios a week or two before and said, hey, I think this thing is going to happen. Is there a LNS in the Indianapolis area? And they said, yes, Persnickety Stitcher. And I looked it up. It's close to where I was going to be staying and where I was doing this seminar. So we talked about maybe getting together for lunch or going over to the LNS, depending upon what my schedule was. I knew it was 2 days of the conference, but I didn't know what time, the second day was going to be done. The first day was a full day and I was staying overnight again. So once everything kind of fell into place and I knew what dates I was going to be there, I messaged them, and that's when I think Drew was getting ready to go to New York City. So it just wasn't going to work out that time, which was fine because just with the way the courses are going to go, I don't know that I'm going to have that much time anyways. So I thought I was going to be able to meet up with the Weasleys, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But anyways, I got done at like 2 o'clock, I think, on the second day. And I thought, oh, that's great. I'll have plenty of time to go over to the LNS and then still get on the road before before rush hour. So as I was driving over the state line, I quickly and very safely took a picture of the sign that said, welcome to Indiana, and put it on Instagram and put something like, home of WeasleyStudios and Vanna Pfeiffer or whatever. And so they messaged me and said, sorry, we missed you. Hopefully we can get together again. Oh, by the way, the LNS is closed this week because the owner's on vacation. So I didn't get to go. I actually am going to be going this coming week. So I'm leaving Monday night after work to go over all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. I get done at 4. And since I am close enough to the store, I may actually be able to get there before they close at 5. So I didn't get to go, and that was kind of bummed me out. I didn't get to meet Weasleys, and that was kind of bummed me out too. I did, perhaps because I had extra time, threaten to drive down to Bloomington and steal Vanna's red cat. I perhaps did that. I love Vanna's red cat. Black and white cats are my favorite. When I was a kid, we had a black and white cat, and they're my favorite, the tuxedo cats. But there is something about Vanna's cat named Red. There's something about his face that I just want to squeeze it and steal him. I did not steal him. I packed up my stuff and I came back to Cincinnati. But I did take quite a bit of stitching with me, and I did get stuff done because I was in, the middle, well, not really the middle of nowhere, but I was in Indianapolis. I didn't really know where I was going. I basically went to get dinner and kind of planned to just stitch and watch Flosstube. And the chair in my hotel room was perfect. It was a perfect setup for stitching with my light, my magnifier, so it actually worked out great. I got caught up on quite a few videos, which that didn't last for very long. So anyway, so I'm going back this Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday for the second session, and then I'll go again beginning of November and the beginning of December. So I maybe will meet up with Weasleys. I don't know. We'll see if it happens or not. But I'm going to try to go to, I think it's Persnickety Stitcher, not Stitches, this week when I'm out that way. I think that's it. I already said 4 months to retreat. If you have never been to a retreat and you are anywhere near Southwest Ohio, you need to come to our retreat. I missed a retreat this past weekend, different organization. It's with that stitching group, the TR Stitchers in Cincinnati. They have a stitching retreat just over the Ohio border into Indiana every fall. Last year I couldn't go because it was in October and my sister was getting married like the weekend before, or 2 weekends before, and I just couldn't do it with work and being out of town. And so I thought, well, I'll go for sure next year because I'm not going to have anything to do next October. Well, they changed it to September, and I was originally going to go to a conference in September in Nashville, and that fell through. And so by the time that fell through, it was overbooked, and then there was an opening, and then stuff happened with scheduling at work, and I was going to be the only doctor on that weekend and on call. And so anyway, so last weekend I missed a retreat And at first I was like, oh, it's no big deal. I'll go next year. There's one in January. And then as it got closer to the weekend, I was like, everybody's stitching without me. All my friends are stitching without me. So I was bummed that I missed it. I'm for sure going to go next year. So if you have never had a chance to go to a retreat, or you thought about it and you chickened out like I did because you thought you wouldn't know anybody, just come to Keepsakes retreat. It's a lot of fun. You will know me, and you'll know Pam and Steph if you watch Just Keep Stitching. And you don't even have to know anybody. The place is big enough that if you feel weird being in a room with people you don't know, there are plenty of places that you can go and still be in, not in your hotel room. I usually spend most of one day off by myself because part of the retreat for me is peace and silence. And so I usually will stay in the stitching room and stay up late, but one day for at least half a day or almost the whole day, I will go stitch in a big leather chair in the main room. So yeah, you don't have to be a social stitcher, but come to a retreat. Okay, so I have two things left. One is non-stitchy related, but I keep forgetting. And then one, I'm gonna go back to stitching because I wanna save it till the end. I keep forgetting to give you a book recommendation. I don't do it very often. I keep forgetting to do it. And if you guys have not read anything from JoshilynJackson, and she spells her name Josh, Joshilyn, Joshilyn, I'll put it down below. Her books are phenomenal. And if you can listen to them, she actually is the narrator for her audiobooks, and she's from the South, and her books are set in the South. And so it really makes it even more of an experience. So the first book that I believe she wrote, the first one I read of hers, is called Gods in Alabama. And it's a murder mystery, but it's not really a mystery. It's just more of I wouldn't think of it as like a suspense or a murder mystery. There's a murder that takes place, but it's more about just the main character and coming full circle. But I just remember Joshilyn when she was reading it. I don't know if it's the first sentence or in the first paragraph. I can still in my head hear her say, "There are gods in Alabama." And I was like done at that point. Like, I'm just going to drive around the entire city until I finish this, however many hours long book. It was so good. And her second one was really, really good. Those are my two favorites. She's got a bunch of them, and I like them a lot. I don't love them, but I loved the first two. I feel like no matter what she does, she can't live up to the first two. So I know Stitching Leopard has taken a couple of my book recommendations and enjoyed them. And I thought of him when I thought of this one because I really thought that he would enjoy this book based on the other books I've mentioned that he likes. So all you Southern Stitchers, check out JoshilynJackson if you haven't already. I feel like Marlene would like her books. Marlene, get your Ebenezer going. I saw you post a message on Kathleen's video last night that you think you might put a stitch in yours. Just do it. Hashtag peer pressure sound. Just do it. Okay, so the last thing that I have is a giveaway because I am well over 1,500 subscribers. Thank you guys. I will admit when I first started doing Flosstube, the first thing you think is, who's gonna watch? And who's going to comment? And so, will it even matter if I ever do a second video? And so I did my first video and I got really good feedback, lots of, comments. Just doing one video really made me feel part of this community. So I completely understand why so many people have started doing Flosstube videos the past few months, and there are tons. But at some point I will admit that I did think, I wonder how many subscribers I'll get. Like, even though you're happy with however many you get, like the competitive part of me was like, will I get 200? Will I get 300? And then I hit 500. And then I hit 700. And now I'm at like 1570 something. And I cannot freaking believe it. I love it. So I'm going to do a giveaway. And actually, you know what? I haven't even thought about when this giveaway is going to end. I will do that before this video is over. So the prize is going to be either, whichever you prefer, either a $50 gift certificate to 123 Stitch, if that's easier for you, or you just prefer your own, pick whatever you want on your list, or a $50 shopping spree by me at my LNS keepsakes. I had a lot of fun doing the one that I did the last giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. It is a little nerve-wracking to try and figure out what you think somebody else will like, but I really had a good time, and the winner of my giveaway, Pat, really enjoyed what she got. She was very happy. So either a $50 gift certificate to 123 Stitch, you can pick out whatever you want, or a $50 shopping spree by me at my LNS. And this is open to international, because obviously if you want the 123 Stitch gift card, that's super easy, but I will ship internationally. So in order to enter this giveaway, you know all the regular rules, I'm not gonna repeat them all. I would like you to tell me what you would like to be. If you could have been anything in the world when you grew up, what would you like to be? And I don't want to hear that you love your current job and that you would do it again. I love my current job and I probably would do it again. But if I had the choice of doing anything ever in the world, I would be on Broadway. I think it would be super fun to be a Broadway actress and be able to sing and dance. I love it. So in order to enter, just tell me what you would be if you could be anything in the world when you grew up. That's it. Okay, today is Wednesday. Why don't we run this for 2 weeks? So, oh, when is that? Let's look at the calendar. Because I'm not going to be here next week. You're looking to my pantry. The 11th, October 11th. Is when I will draw and do the video, because next Wednesday I'm gonna be in Indianapolis all day, and then driving back. So let's do it Wednesday, October 11th. I will do the random generator and see who wins. So either a $50 gift certificate to 123 Stitch or a $50 shopping spree by me to Keepsakes, my LNS. It'll be your choice. Okay, I think that's it. I don't have anything on my list. I don't think I forgot anything. If I did, I'll add it on. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week and a full weekend. Like I said, it's 88 degrees here in Cincinnati, so I don't feel like fall is anywhere near, which is fine with me. I love the seasons changing, but I have this weird thing. I'm just kind of a weirdo. I don't like when it first changes. So like when I'm in the mode of, you know, it stays light until 9 o'clock, it's hot, it's like the laid back summer feel. I hate it when it starts to get dark early. I don't want it to get dark. I don't want it to get cold. I don't want to, you know, not wear flip-flops, blah, 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 blah. And then a few weeks into it, I love it. And I love coming home when it's dark and cozy and you can drink hot tea and you're all bundled up. And so then when the changes again and the days get longer, I'm all bitter and crabby. And then a few weeks into that, I'm happy that it's spring and summer. So yeah, I'm just a wacko. Another I don't like things for my 20 things about me. So on Instagram, Farm Girl posted a video of a herd of her goats running down the hill to the fence. And Michelle, Mitch Stitch in Australia, posted a video of her bees collecting honey. I do not like large moving groups of animals. They freak me out. A pile of kittens sleeping, a herd of cows sleeping, no problem. But when they all start swarming around or to you, and like the video that Michelle showed, they're all white. So it was like this white fear running down this, and then they get there and they're making their little noises and they're cute. And yeah, I get it. I'm a weirdo. I love animals. I'm a veterinarian, but I don't want large herds of anything swarming around me. Okay, I'm just rambling. I finished my list. I'm gonna go do the rest of my off work stuff day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.